in. It is Wednesday, hump day. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. Let me say hello to everybody on Google Hangouts and YouTube. Hello. Let me say hello to Elora Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Thesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Adrian Yusuf and Lacram and Marcel and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and N1QOV and Mark Mean and Star Raven, Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Wing Doggy. Thank you for checking in. And Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy, Bill Mouse and Scott Kimmis. Hello. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. Let me make sure I'm getting everyone. Hello. Hello. It's much warmer. I have short sleeves on. Much warmer today in Los Angeles. Much warmer. Though it was really cold last night. 3 blankets on. But how's everybody's day going? It is hump day for some people somewhere. Something's going on weird with my hair. There's like one piece that wants to. I don't know. I'm gonna try and stop. Hi, N1QOV, greetings to you. Thank you. For anyone who's watching on YouTube, I'm live on Google Plus and Hangouts. There is a lag of about a minute on YouTube. So hello. I just retweeted a tweet. That a 90-year-old man in Florida, I think he was a minister working with his church who feeds the homeless, was arrested for feeding the homeless. Apparently, Florida has passed a law against feeding the homeless. What the hell? I mean, come on. Yeah. So, what are these people supposed to do? They have no home and they're hungry. What the hell? Took a 90-year-old man to jail for feeding the homeless. And yet, people pass these laws and they say, and then people say, oh, we think charity organizations and community organizations should pick up the slack and feed homeless people. Just do it somewhere where we can't see it. It's illegal to feed them in public. What the hell, Florida? Well, I think, Allura, it was the idea is some sort of zoning law where somebody doesn't want all those homeless people in their neighborhood, and doesn't want people to go to a place where there's a whole line of people who are hungry eating food. However, you can't make rules that say it's illegal to feed homeless people. What the hell is wrong with you, Florida? What the hell? That just makes me angry. Hi, Philip Lee. Hi, N1QOV. Thank you for checking in. It makes me very angry that people who have plenty of money and don't have to worry about food pass laws against people who are hungry enough to stand in line all day long in the street to get free food. If you are standing in line to get free food, from a soup kitchen or the minister guy, you are in deep trouble. Somebody with plenty of food should not be making rules about people who have to stand in line for food. What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, where is your moral compass? Where is your moral compass, Florida? That's like making a rule. I'm sorry, poor people don't deserve oxygen. Poor people don't deserve to eat because they're poor. What the hell? Marcel says they also forbid short skirts. What? Yeah, so I think that's a law that needs to be repealed. I feel embarrassed for the Florida police officers who have to arrest a 90-year-old church guy for feeding the homeless. Talk about an embarrassing addition to your resume. Yeah, I'm the guy who arrested Grandpa for feeding poor people. What the hell, Florida? Florida, you would have arrested Jesus. Florida would arrest Jesus. What the hell? David Jones says Jesus was arrested by the Romans. All right, Florida. Look what you've got coming at you. Right now, I am commanding plagues and pestilence to Florida. You think that tornado was bad? Just wait till you get raining frogs. What's wrong, Angie? What's wrong, Angie? So, I hope everybody's doing good today. There's been a lot of craziness the past couple days. I'm sorry, I think I missed something. What's wrong? What word, Angie? I must have missed something. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see. I can't see! The word fat. Well, fat isn't necessarily a bad word unless somebody's saying it and pointing at you, Angie Jonas. There are a lot of people, because I don't want to judge people by their body size, but I do want people to be healthy. And I certainly don't want anyone to judge you or call you a name, Angie Jonas. That is certainly not the case. But it is a condition, as in skinny or fat. It doesn't have to have an emotional or judgmental content unless it's actually directed at you or a finger pointed at you. and Angie, I'm going to say for anyone who's struggling with their weight, it's not all your fault. It's not your fault. You know, I talk a lot about food and diet and the American food industry, and Angie Jonas, part of what's hurting so many people in the population, because I think the numbers is that the numbers for the countrywide is like 60% of the population is very overweight, and they've projected that it's an epidemic proportions, and that over the next few years, and I'm not talking about you, I'm just talking about the population in general, over the next few years, that they are projected to that like 30 to 40% of the entire population of the country will be morbidly obese. That's a dangerous health problem for a huge amount of the population. And it's not everybody's fault. It's not. A big part of it is the food that they sell to people. Yeah, nobody's calling you fat, Angie Jonas. You're awesome. Do you know that when they put a lot of these flavor additives, like MSG, you've heard of MSG, Angie Jonas, and everyone else? Natural flavor additives. What it's like, what the MSG does is it hits your brain the same way a drug would get you addicted. Let's say you got addicted to drugs because the cocaine or the nicotine or the alcohol affects your brain, and your brain sends you, I must have more of this. MSG, Angie, you don't have to be. It's okay, Angie Jonas. It's okay. You're perfect. The MSG is the same in your brain as a drug, the same as cocaine or any of these addictive drugs. It lights up the pleasure centers in your brain and makes you addicted to whatever it is you're eating. And it makes your brain think that it tastes better and it's better for you. And you eat this, like, they put it in all kinds of food. And sometimes there's natural flavorings, or they give it a different name instead of MSG because people know that they're not supposed to have MSG, so they call it a different name so you don't know you're eating it. But the effect is that it makes you eat the entire bag of Doritos. It is like a drug. It's like adding a drug to the food so that you're addicted, you eat more, and you want more, and you crave it. And the tons of food, it's added to tons of food. Sometimes they call it hydrogenized wheat protein, sometimes they call it natural flavors, but that's basically MSG. And that's what it's like any other drug seller, drug pusher. They get you hooked on it. And then all the other additives in the food that make it empty calories and high fat content and no nutritional value. Part of why the population is suffering, it's not all their fault. It's you're getting pushed all this stuff like drug dealers are pushing it on you because they need you to keep buying it. They need you to keep buying it. And that's what I talk about. Hi, N1Q. Philip Lee says he's in Florida. Philip, what's going on in Florida? There's hungry people in Florida. David Jones says, is there such a thing as too much salmon? No. So yes, Angie Jonas, we're definitely not calling you. wow. Sue went to see O-Town last night. Awesome. But I do want to, like, you know, a lot of people want to eat healthy, and either they can't afford to buy as much healthy stuff as they want, end up buying stuff that's more inexpensive, but it's not as nutritional. And Allura, I know you struggle with this too, Allura, because you're trying really hard. You've been working hard. You've been dieting. You're trying to eat healthy, but you don't have a lot of options. You're in Maine. You're on a limited budget, food budget. You have limited transportation available to you. You can only go to like 1 or 2 places, and it's making and then you don't have a lot of selection and choices of what you can get, and you have enough to last you through the month. Well, so and you know, like these food companies that are spending millions of dollars to try and not have food labeling allowed. You know, there's a reason they're spending millions of dollars, because they don't want to lose money. They don't want you to stop buying their food, because they think if you knew what was really in it, you might not buy our food, and then we'll lose money. And it's up. They've spent millions of dollars. Oh, good, Allura. That's good. Well, Allura, I'm not a big fan of anything dairy. I'm not a big fan of dairy at all. I try to really limit anything dairy, and that includes yogurts, ice cream, cheeses, definitely no milk. Because, to be honest, milk is intended for baby cows. It's not really meant to be people food. And then that's even in its best form. And then all the additives they add to it, most of the milk you buy has got hormones and all kinds of crazy stuff added to it, which makes it not so healthy for you. If you're going to have a cheese product, I recommend to everyone, if you're going to have a dairy product, if at all possible, get goat cheese. I mean, if you are going to get milk, if you're going to get it, you want to get it. I think there's a hormone. What was it? RGHP or BGHT. There's a hormone. You want to get it the hormone-free, organic, if possible. Bovine growth hormone. Yes, BGH. Bovine growth hormone. Yes, that's what you don't want. That's what it means. BG. Thank you, David Jones. BGH. Yeah. Why would you want to eat cow growth hormone? That's what the hormone they put in the milk to make a cow grow bigger and fatter. So you don't want to eat that same hormone that makes cows grow bigger and fatter, because guess what, Ed? You don't want to grow bigger and fatter. Marcel wants somebody to invent cows with chocolate milk. But I know I can't. I won't. And I'm certain. I know that like dairy is an important part of a lot of people's diet. So you can't. Most people can't cut it out completely. But if you can, and when possible, substitute goat cheese, or substitute an almond milk or a coconut milk whenever possible. A lot of people like the Greek yogurt, though. Fermented stuff is supposed to be very good for you, though. That is one thing. There's a lot of talk about fermented stuff, the acidophilus, the good bacteria that's in natural fermented yogurt. It's also in fermented in kefir, fermented in some kinds of. There's different like fermented vegetables, and kombucha tea. Oh wait, not kombucha. Korean fermented vegetables. That's actually supposed to be good for putting the good digestive bacteria in your digestive tract. So that is a benefit for, though you want to try and get a natural yogurt and not one that's full of sugar or from a commercialized company. I feel like the food, oh, and I just realized I forgot to post that recipe, Fairies Lover. Fairies, did you have a really good time at your concert? Yeah, I have blue fingernails on. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put the recipe up. And Sue said she had an amazing time with the concert for O-Town. One of the last boy bands. Oh, Linda, are you saying everyone around you has the flu? Blue sparkly nails. Oh, when I went to the doctor, they asked if I wanted to get a flu shot, and I was like, no way! Why would I want to get a flu shot? I don't want the flu. I've never had a flu shot. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I know the doctors say it's an inactive form. What it does is it gives you a dose of an inactive form of the flu virus, so that your body can then get used to it and create antibodies against it, so that if you are then exposed to the active virus, your body will already be ready with antibodies to fight it. That's the theory. That is the theory behind the flu virus. Though I know plenty of people who get the flu virus and then still get the flu. Linda says it is recommended for people who are high risk, such as people with medical conditions, the elderly, and children. Narcel says a healthy body has the capability to heal itself when needed. Yeah, that's my theory. My theory is if I stay healthy and I eat right and get lots of food and take care of myself and stay away from germs, that my body should be able to fight off and not even get. My theory is I'm not even gonna get sick. My theory is I am in denial, deep denial of sickness. I deny the flu. Every now and then I do get sick, and then I'm very discouraged. But I don't like to take in any. Oh wait, did I see? I might have missed it, Angie. All I see is, did you see what I said? But I didn't see. Let me just say. Oh, Angie says they're following her on Twitter. Woohoo, Angie! Tisa says there are microchips in the shots. What? What? That's cool, Angie. There are no microchips in the shots. That's ridiculous. Or any time from now on, you know, the internet and the news world has become so crazy that people are putting out stories all the time that are completely false. And then one person puts it out, and then 50 other people retweet it or re-Facebook it, and all of a sudden everybody's sharing it, but it was never true. But it's hard to know it's not true when everyone else is sharing the same thing. But there's a site called Snopes, Snopes.com, which is really good for checking rumors and stories and stuff like that. There's Right. So yeah, anytime you see stories that says like, you know, kind of crazy things that's happening, Snopes.com. They're an independent research place where they actually call up people and sources, and they do the research and track it down, and they'll give you both sides. Sometimes they'll say if it's false, sometimes they'll say it's true, sometimes they'll say it's partially true, and give you the reasons of why that rumor started. Like, somebody said this, and then somebody made up this part, and then somebody said this. And so sometimes it's like little pieces. That's awesome, Angie Jonas. Angie Jonas, you've got lots of great people following you. You must be very excited. I hope you're tweeting some good stuff. Snopes does not lie. So, oh my goodness, how is it already past 5:45? How is it already past 5:45? I don't know how that happened. I started like... It's just because you guys are so awesome and entertaining, I completely lose track of time. All right, I'm going to try and remember to put up those... I was going to put up the recipes. Oh, for the pumpkin pie and the little mini pizzas. Was there anything else? Mini pizzas and the fat-free, no crust, no dairy pumpkin pie. Actually, the pumpkin pie is a good one. The pumpkin pie is a good one because it's almost Thanksgiving. All right, I will put that on. You know what? I wish I had taken a picture. If I'm going to put a recipe up, I should have taken a picture. Ugh. I have to remember to do that. All right, so all right, so I am just about to sign off. Vlog my cooking show. I am just yeah. You're right. I would do cooking videos, but my kitchen is so small and I don't have a way to like really set up so that you can actually like to make a video. I don't know, Laura. It might be smaller. My kitchen is so small, Laura, that okay, here's on one side is the stove and the fridge, and the other side is the counter with the counter and the sink. And I cannot open the door to the refrigerator all the way, because when you open the door, it hits the counter. I cannot open the refrigerator door all the way because it hits the counter. That's how small my kitchen is. I can open the refrigerator door 3/4 of the way. 80% of the way. Not 100%. All right. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Yeah. Oh, and thank you, N1QOV. I saw your article. I got to retweet that about chayote squashes. Somebody was wrote a whole blog post about chayote squashes like mine. My chayote squashes. I just picked one today. But this woman got really into like mine. I just put in the ground. I don't do anything, and it's been growing for like over 2 years. It doesn't stop. I don't have to cut it back. I don't have to do anything. It just keeps going. Al says, Al, you can leave. Oh, that person's gone. Oh, bye-bye, Al. Well, Mr. Negativity. All right, so, all right, let me say goodbye to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and T-Sits and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Azure Yusuf and LaCram and Marcel and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and Philip and N1QOV and Bill Nouse and Scott Kimmis and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. And Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Winged Doggy. And see, is there anyone I'm missing? Sturgis Guy and Angie Jonas. You guys are awesome. I love you. I love you. Bye. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Stupid Question Day. Bye.